it going, guys and gals? Welcome back to episode 2 of Path of Combat, the ultimate Ironman based on combat and construction. Thank you for all the feedback on the episode 1 of the introduction of the account. I know I didn't do a whole lot of explanation of the account, so I hope that I can do better on this episode, explaining things and just overall being more interactive. I didn't quite learn how to record audio up until this video or a couple videos past this video, so it'll still be voiced over for a little bit. But we left off last episode doing some quests. A couple of those quests were Restless Ghost, X marks the spot, and based off those quests, I'm sure you could see that we're going to be putting a lot of that into prayer. A lot of our first game goals are prayer, because I believe that prayer is an essential part of an Ultimate Ironman, especially a combat-based Ultimate Ironman, and in early game content. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode and see where we go. Alright, starting the episode off, we made our way out to the wilderness, to the Chaos Altar, going back and forth from the Boneyard. I have a few clips in here showing my levels that I gained with prayer. I also got the process in video that I'm going to show you here in just a second on how I did this. A lot of people wonder about this method, and a lot of people actually know this method and do this method, but for those who don't, here is how you do it. Alright, so I want to show you guys the method and the route that I take for the bones whenever I'm running bones from the Boneyard to the Chaos Altar in the wilderness. I start off right here at the Boneyard. After I fill up my inventory of bones, at hopping worlds and everything, go all the way back here to the Ferox Enclave, recharge at the rejuvenation pool with my run energy and my health, because I normally get hit a couple times, because I'm bad, and like everyone else. Then I go out of here, go all the way up, and I stop right here, and right here is where I log into a member's world. So during this entire process of gathering the bones, running, and going all the way through the wilderness to get back to the Chaos Altar, I stay on a non-member's world, and I hop between non-members' worlds, because it's safer for an Ultimate Ironman, or just really any account that's doing this process, to do all of it in a non-members world. It's a lot less populated. You don't have to worry about people with a lot better gear or anything like that that's just going to hunt you down. So after I do that, hop to a member's world, then I go up here, and I sacrifice my bones. After my bones are sacrificed, I hop back to a non-members world, and I make my way back to the Boneyard. And I just make this constant loop so that I have a constant run energy, or at least a better flow of run energy and health. And I did that up until, I decided I wanted to be done. And that's the route that I take. And now I'll show it in an actual clip. Alright, so here I am at the actual Boneyard. The way I try to do this is I try to pick up 3 big bones per world, run around, get all 3 of them without getting hit if I can, and then I'll swap to another non-member world. If I do get hit, then I just run away to a non-aggro zone and then log out and start the process over again. So once I get a full inventory of bones, then I will run back to the Ferox Enclave. These things can hit pretty hard on someone that doesn't have very much HP, and this is a multi-combat zone, so you can get stacked out pretty easy here, and you can see right here how close I get to dying, actually. I could have died right there, and that would have just made me have to restart or start this process back over again. It takes a minute to get back here, so it would have sacrificed about 10 minutes of my time. But yeah, I'm working my way back to the Ferox Enclave now. This way I can recharge my run energy and my hit points. This is the path that I showed you just a couple minutes ago at on the map, and once I get here, I will continue on with the process. So I get rejuvenated, start heading out, and this is where it can get kind of iffy. You know, if someone can see you leave the Ferox Enclave, but at the same time, you know, I'm in a non-members world. This is very undangerous right now at this point. I'm just going to work my way up and get to the point to where I'm going to go to the Forgotten Cemetery and log into a members world. Now, once I get into the members world, that's where I can start running into people that could potentially kill me a lot easier. At this point, I've been doing this for many hours, and I haven't seen one PKer yet. It's kind of a dead zone out in the wilderness right now, and I think that's just because there's not much out there at the moment. There hasn't been a wilderness update to make it more beneficial to PKers in quite some time, but at the same time, the Chaos Altar is much more of a hotspot. So I get here to the Chaos Altar, and I'll start sacrificing my bones. Now, if you're doing this on a computer on RuneLight, then this is way easier. You can just one-click the bone, one-click the altar, and be done with this process way faster. But I'm doing this on mobile, so it takes a little bit more time because you just don't have the RuneLight plugin that helps you as much as it does. So this is the process that I take. I hope it helps anyone understand how to do this if they've never done it before, and maybe it'll help you do it so that you're not scared to make your way out into the wilderness on an ultimate and do this, especially at a lower combat level. All right, coming in with the last couple prayer levels on this grind, 38, 39, and 40 prayer. And I stopped at 40 because later on I'm going to be doing some quests that will get me those levels. My last couple clips, I ended up losing the process of gathering up some planks from the wilderness, and I started Daddy's Home. From here, I wanted to get my first couple construction levels to help the process and get my own house. And to get the money to do this quest, I gathered up some steel plate legs in the wilderness as well. I made about 17K off of that, selling them to the Alcared plate leg store. And here's the process of me doing Daddy's Home. I hope you enjoy the quest. It's pretty funny, quite enjoyable. I like these little mini quests that RuneScape Jagex has been adding into the game. All right, old man Yarlow right here is just telling me what he wants me to do for new tables, chairs, rug, and a bed. I need to get his his little logs from the crate over there and take them to the sawmill operator over here in Varrock and make them into planks. Then I'll take them back over to his house, make a couple tables, chairs, replace the bed, get some construction levels here. I got 5 coming in, got 6, and now I got to return back to the guy here to finish the quest. I will get 8 construction from finishing this quest, and a bunch of materials and some teleports, which is awesome for a beginning account, especially in Ultimate Ironman. I dropped that book because who the hell needs that book, you know? Screw that book. Get 25 planks, some steel bars, and 10 oak logs, which those oak logs aren't going to come in handy anytime soon, so those will be dropped. I'm over here at Amy now in Falador using my tablet, getting me a contract, leveling up my construction, using up the rest of these materials here that I got from Daddy's Home. And this will boost my account's construction up pretty high, just from the beginning. And it's awesome to get it done so early, which I recommend any account doing this, especially Ultimates. This is one of the best ways to start construction on any new Ultimate Ironman account. So now I'm back here in Varrock doing the last few touches on these contracts that I can do. I'm only stuck to beginners right now because that's what level I can do. That's the regular planks. The novice is 20 construction, and that's where I could actually use the oaks, but I'm not going to do enough construction to use those. So, like I said, I'm going to drop those. Before I head off to Ardoon, or however you say it, gathering up some runes right here because I'm going to get me another Slayer task. And as soon as I leave the Aubrey's rune shop, I'm going to teleport to Birth Rope, get me another Slayer task, which turns out to be very beneficial. It's kind of actually good that the task comes out to what it is. So here I am here in Birth Rope. I am running over to the Slayer Master, and I end up getting dogs as a Slayer task, which a lot of people know that you can kill those from the mansion there in Ardoon. So now I teleport back to the house, run over here. I unnote my bolts of cloth from this guy over here. I go into the building mode and use up my cloth to build a rug. This will get me a construction level and use up the cloth because I just don't need it. I would just end up dropping it otherwise. So it's a little bit of construction experience. I'm going to take this boat over here, which is in Remington, and I'm going to take it to Ardoon. And then I'm going to run over here and start killing a couple dogs. Get some of this, give me a couple Slayer levels. I got 7 Slayer coming in. Coming in with a mage level now. 29. Got another Slayer level to 8. And I'm going to finish up some of these logs here. I got walked over to the fishing trawler, picked up a couple more planks just to finish this contract here, and that way I don't waste anything. I'm going to end up getting one more construction level to 18 from doing this contract. Now that it's finished, I'll talk to Noel and get me a cup of tea. 18 construction. All right, so now that I've opened up some inventory spaces, I need to start doing some quests that I have on mind today. Got a couple that I want to do and one that I want to start. From here, I'm going to teleport back down to Lumbridge with my home teleport and go up to the top of Lumbridge Castle. Up here, there is a couple of logs that spawn. There's 4 of them, and I need to get 6. I'm sure some people already know what quest I want to start. From here at Draenor now, I'm going to start the Poor Sign of Interest. All right, now that I've started that, I'm going to trade the wine salesman right here. Need to fill up the rest of my inventory with wines other than 2 spots. These will come in quite handy for the next couple quests that I have in mind with this low HP. Now I'm going to work my way over to Port Saram, to Betty's Magic Shop. I need to buy me some water and earth runes. I need 6 of them of each because I'm going to be starting waterfall quest soon. I'm sure a lot of people have figured that out by now. With the logs in my inventory, I will also be doing the Tree Gnome Village. These 2 quests will boost my attack and strength up quite a bit and give me another teleport around the game for now, because it's hard to get around this game early on in any account, especially in Ultimate Ironman. Before I start the waterfall, I'm going to work my way over to Barbarian Assault and start this so that I can teleport to Barbarian Assault with the minigame teleport, unlocking another teleport to this side of the map. And now that I have started the training, I'm going to make sure that it does work by clicking on the chalkboard and then trying to teleport, making sure that I can. Okay, time to start the waterfall quest now. I'm going to talk to Almira to start this quest. She needs some help. Her son is missing. I'm going to take this little raft over here, and you can already see him down there at the bottom of the little river or waterfall. and there he is. I start to talk to him, and he needs help finding a treasure, or doesn't want help finding a treasure, as I should say. And I say, screw you, little boy. I'm going to find it myself because I want it. I'm going to take a little swim down this waterfall here. And because I'm so good, I'm not going to take any fall damage from this at all because, I'm just awesome like that. I'm going to go over here to the museum and talk to Hadley. He's got a lot of information for me, but because of Jagex's client, I have to exit off this little chat box and do it again. They need to fix their client from automatically clicking and trying to skip dialogue. You can't click afterwards, which is kind of dumb. So after I've redone the dialogue and talked to him a couple times, asking him all the questions which you have to do during this part of the quest, or you cannot continue on, you need to go find a book upstairs. Be sure to open up the book and click through the pages a little bit, because if you don't, you can't continue on to the next part again. So I'm going to go up the stairs, find this book, and read it. After here, I'm going to work my way over to the Tree Gnome village. Okay, now that I'm here, I'm going to talk to the king, King Bulrin, to start the quest Tree Gnome village. He needs a little bit of help, but first Jagex needs to, once again, fix their client from clicking. I have to click off and click on him again. This seems to be a reoccurring issue, so if anyone knows how to report it, go ahead for me. I do not. Anyways, I have now started the quest, and he is going to teleport me out quickly through the maze so that I don't have to do it myself. And I have to go find the commander. So now that I've found the commander, I will have to go through a couple dialogues because you cannot do all of this in one dialogue for some reason. So yes, I will help. I need to get some wood. I now have the wood in my inventory. Give him the wood, and then I need to talk to him one more time. Now that the ballista is fixed, we need some coordinates. We need to fire this ballista at the castle, but he does not have the correct coordinates, and we have to go find the gnomes that have them. So you will say that, yes, I want to continue on with this battle with you and go find these gnomes. So if you want to work your way over towards the bridge, this is the third gnome, which is crazy. He has no idea what the hell he's doing or what he's talking about. I don't think anyone does. You can technically decipher this, but I don't know if anyone ever actually does. They just kind of go through the talking and the phases, and now you just go and find these other guys that know more of what they're talking about. They're not crazy. Gnome Tracker 1 and Gnome Tracker 2. Now that you've gotten the coordinates, he tells you to go. Now that I've made my way back over to the ballista, it's time to fire it. I'm going to fail putting in a couple of coordinates because it doesn't really even matter. Just go through the different coordinates until you find the right one that works. Once you get the message that it has hit, or you hear something in the distance, then that's the time to go over to the castle and retrieve the first spirit tree orb. Okay, once you've worked your way over here, climb over the rubble and quickly get away from this guy because he will bop you on the head pretty hard whenever you have low defense and low HP. Same with this guy over here. Get in the chest and open up, grab the orb, and get it out of there, or you will die. And I'm not a fan of doing that because that will take a while to get back, and I don't got time for that. I don't think anyone does. Work your way back over to the maze, follow the guide. Okay, from here, I'm going to walk down this ladder. And this is going to continue on with the waterfall portion of the quest that I have been doing. I'm going to go grab the key from this room on these boxes. I'm going to unlock this cage and talk to the gnome here. He's going to give me a pebble in exchange for the key so that he does not want to leave. For some reason, he's not really trapped, but he just doesn't want to leave. I'm going to go talk to the king and return the orb, only to find out that the other two orbs have now been taken. This is insane. I can't believe their guards are so terrible at their job that they just cannot keep from letting these Khazard warriors taking any more of their orbs. Now I have to go kill some sort of Khazard warlord and retrieve the other two orbs again. Run past these terrible wolves. They might hit me a couple times, but oh well, they're nothing. Jagex just puts them in there to annoy you. Once I get over here to the warlord, I say, hey, I want those orbs back. And he says no. And I say, you know what? Screw you, guy. I'm going to get them anyways. After he bops me on the head by a 9, this battle ends up being a little longer than I expected. But in the end, he ends up dying a graceful death of magic after I get me a little magic level here. 30 mage coming in. And now I get 2 good old orbs to take back to the gnomes and finish off this quest. Now that I'm back at the king, I return the orbs to him. He thanks me for retrieving all the orbs for him, and we have a ceremony now. They got to do some weird language here, and bada boom, bada bing, the orbs are returned, and the quest is now finished. He gives me a gracious amount of attack experience and a little amulet, which becomes the best in-slot gnome amulet that I can wear for quite some time. This gets me all the way up to 28 attack. From here, I'm going to drop my useless Ghost Speak amulet because I probably will never use it again. I'm going to travel to the Battle of Khazard and now walk my way over to start finishing the rest of the waterfall quest. Okay, most of you know that at this part of the quest, you have to drop all of your items, run down through here, get a couple items in this little tunnel under the little gravestone. This part of the quest is the reason why I did Witch's House, because these little moss giants here can hit pretty hard. And with this HP and the wines, I'm very comfortable doing this. Even if I got hit a couple times, there ain't no way I would have died. So I'm fine. Now I get the amulet and I get the ashes, the urn, and then I'm going to run back up, grab my things, and continue on with the waterfall. I'm about done with the quest at this point. Now that I'm back over here to the raft, I'm going to take it this time, wave at the little kid saying, screw you about your treasure, I'm going to take it instead. This time instead, I'm going to use a rope on the rock so that I do not fall down the waterfall. Once I get to the rock, I'm going to take the rope and use it on the dead tree. Now that I'm down, I'm going to go inside the door into the waterfall. Now these shadow spiders here will drain your prayer, which doesn't really matter, but for someone that has lower HP, it could end up killing you pretty easily with the fire giants and the shadow spiders. We'll walk over here and get the key from this room. Go over, run through the shadow spiders one more time, into the room with the fire giants. Once I get in here with the fire giants, it doesn't really matter. I still have wine, so I'm just going to run on through, get hit by an 11. Screw them, I don't care. Okay, now that I'm in the statue room, I'm going to start using my runes on these pillars. This is a very important part. Do not miss putting any of these runes on a pillar. If you fail to put any of these runes on, you will get washed out and have to reclaim the key and start back through at the very bottom of the waterfall, get another rope and everything. So that's very important to do. All right, once you got all the runes put on the pillars, take your Amulet of Gloria and put it on her statue. Make sure to put it on her statue. The floor will raise up and you will be sure to use the urn on the chalice. Do not just take the chalice or you will have to go back into the waterfall, get another rope and everything. And that's the quest. And that got me up to 30 strength and 36 attack. Now I'm going to teleport back to Lumbridge and continue on with the Portion of Interest quest. Alright guys, and from here I think that's a wrap of episode 2. I really appreciate you guys watching. This took a little while to do. I'm going to call it here for now, but I got a lot of other content ready to put out for you guys. I've been recording quite a bit. I really appreciate you guys. If you would like, leave a comment in the section. Let me know what I could do better, or if you have any questions about the account, feel free to ask. I will gladly welcome them. And with that is episode 2. Thank you very much. Goodbye.